just a few minutes, the clock will strike midnight, figuratively. Cinderella's about to enter the ball game that is, the ball games that are played by pennant contenders against other pennant contenders. Is Cinderella a contender or a pretender? We may not know until the clock strikes midnight for real on Thursday night.
This is the one you've been waiting for. It's late July, and the two teams with the best records in the National League going at it in game one of a 5-game series. The St. Louis Cardinals, who lead the Central Division, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to PNC Park with Steve Blass. I'm Tim Neverett. Dan Potash will join us downstairs in a little while. Just the second ever 5-game series, the first one in 2001 against the Astros. Pirates coming off a road trip where they held serve.
Yeah, really, and that was important to at least break even. You know, and I go back to the Sunday game in Cincinnati, Tim. I call that kind of a look back. If you have a real good season, that's one of the games you're going to look back at. They needed to get that win, not let Cincinnati gain 3 games on them, and that 3-6-1 double play was kind of the crown jewel of that game. I thought that was a great ball game. I thought that was one of the keys to at least breaking even and having that decent road trip.
Take a look right now at the DirecTV standings in the National League Central. The Pirates start the night just a game and a half behind the Cardinals. The Cardinals were swept by the Atlanta Braves over the weekend in a 3-game set. The Reds 5 back, Cubs 14.5 back, Brewers bringing up the rear 20 back.
Yeah, and the numbers tell the story, Tim. It's basically our pitching against their hitting. This series, something's got to give. Pirate pitching, Redbird hitting.
The Redbirds are in town for the first of a 5-game series. There is a buzz in the Berg about this series. Many are saying it's the biggest in the history of this ballpark. First pitch, and the lineups just around the corner on Root Sports.
pressure's on. You want a part of me? I'll give you everything. Go, bring it on, bring it on. Here we go, bring it on. 'Cause you're never gonna stop this. And when this rumble's over and the smoke is clear, I'm gonna help you up. I'm gonna keep it real. Go, bring it on. Go, here we go, go, bring it on. 'Cause you're never gonna stop this.
And welcome to the North Shore on a gorgeous night. Very, very pleasant here. Fans pouring over the Clemente Bridge and into PNC Park. And a big crowd is expected. Big crowds expected to this entire series, as we are expecting a very good one. As the Bucks trail the Cards by just a game and a half to start this series. Jason Grilli is in the dugout. I had a chance to visit with Jason earlier today. He says he's ready to go, and also ready to go is tonight's starting pitcher, Francisco Liriano, who has a team leading 10 wins. And considering, Steve, he missed a month of the season, that's absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, he has been terrific. He's won 5 out of his last 6 starts. In fact, in his last 7 starts, he's only had that one bump against Cincinnati where he gave up 5 runs. Everything else has been 2 runs or less.
So the lineup: Matt Carpenter leading off. Carlos Beltran will hit in the second spot, leading the team with 19 home runs. He is a switch hitter. Matt Holliday, Alan Craig bats cleanup. He has been very good with runners in scoring position. The catcher Yadier Molina bats 5th. David Freese at 3rd. Shane Robinson in center field. The shortstop Pete Kozma hits 8th. And the pitcher Jake Westbrook bats 9th against the lefty Liriano.
Yeah, the number is brought to you by Chevrolet. He has been, as Tim said, terrific. And what do you do against a good hitting team? We're talking about that with Stan and Teak. Well, you give them a lot of things to think about. This guy has 3 quality pitches. The numbers speak for themselves. But when you have an outstanding fastball, breaking ball, and changeup, you give the hitters a lot to think about. They can't sit on one particular pitch. So Liriano has the ability to mix them up with quality pitches, not just mix them up just to mix them up, but he has those 3 very much above average pitches to work with. He has only had 1 start against the Cardinals. It was a successful one.
In the outfield tonight, Alex Presley called up today. He makes the start in left field. Alvarez and Barmas on the left side, Walker and Jones on the right side, with Russell Martin doing the catching. Allegheny Health Network injury update. Michael McHenry placed on the disabled list today, a sprained left knee. So Presley recalled to take his spot, and the backup catcher is now Tony Sanchez.
And I would think the St. Louis Cardinals are not in a good frame of mind, having been swept by the Atlanta Braves. So you might have a bunch of very disappointed birds.
First pitch of the ball game is in for a strike to the second baseman, Matt Carpenter.
Well, they'll be at each other by the 6th inning.
They're getting along for now. A lot of black and gold here tonight, of course, obviously, and there's more coming into the ballpark as the game progresses. 1-1 now, the count to Matt Carpenter, who made his first All-Star team this year. Second baseman out of Texas Christian University, .318 hitter. And this one is fouled back for a strike. Carpenter, who last year began the year as the first baseman and played all over the place, including the outfield, but has now settled in as the regular everyday second baseman for the Cardinals this year, and done such a good job he made the All-Star team.
And Tim, while you all were away on that road trip, the buzz has been building in Pittsburgh. There is a lot of excitement, and they're going to get a strike called that he did commit the swing enough, and we're off to a good start, a strikeout in front of this huge crowd.
1 down in the top of the first inning.
This town is talking about their Pittsburgh Pirates as you take a look at that bad looking pitch delivered, but a wonderful result because Carpenter could not hold off.
This house is filling up.
They might as well just stay till Thursday night because it's going to be full every night. Just don't even go home.
Beltran batting right-handed. Lets that one go for a ball, 1-0. Beltran .298 the batting average, 19 home runs and 56 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch misses. 2 balls and no strikes.
It's supposed to be a good week of weather. Summertime baseball, two good baseball teams. I'll tell you, that shot we had before we started talking looked like a painting of this ballpark with the city in the background. Ball on it, goes strike. It's the perfect setting. What an easel we have to paint with. Yeah, doesn't that look like, it looks like a portrait.
And as nice as the ballparks are that the Pirates played in on the road trip, there's still no place like this one. 3 balls and a strike to Carlos Beltran, who had a couple of hits in yesterday's loss to the Braves. Pitch to him. Ground ball towards short. There is Barnes. And there are now 2 gone for the Cardinals in the first. This will bring up Matt Holliday. Holliday returned from the disabled list on Saturday. He had a right hamstring issue. He is 0 for his last 6. He's 1 for 7 on the current road trip. So it encompass the 3 games to start with the Braves. And a strike to Holliday.
And you know, Tim, the climate of this city right now, so excited about the Pirates, and you don't really want to discourage that and say, hey, careful of the euphoria. There's a third of the season left. But you know what? Go for it, fans. As long as the players don't get caught up in that kind of thinking and they stay balanced, go for it. It's exciting. Everybody's been waiting for the ball club to come home and start this series. So, yeah, don't hold back. Enjoy it. The Buccos are doing a good job.
1-1 pitch. Just outside 2-1, and get used to the Cardinals, at least seeing them, because the Pirates will play them 13 more times after tonight. And with 58 games remaining in the regular season after tonight, that's a big chunk of the season that remains that'll be played against the Cardinals. And top it underneath it, and a 1-2-3, top of the first inning, as the Cardinals go in order. Jake Westbrook to face the Pirates when we come back. Going to the bottom of the first inning as Jose Tabata will come to the plate. He will lead off. Starling Marte the night off. He's been scuffling a bit lately. Clint Hurdle giving him a rest tonight. So the lineup brought to you by Toyota. Tabata, then Neil Walker in the 2 spot. Andrew McCutchen batting .301 in 22 games this month. A .333 hitter with 10 extra base hits and 13 runs batted in. Alvarez batting cleanup. And the first pitch from Westbrook is in for a strike to Tabata.
Put your numbers for Jake Westbrook, and you can look at the numbers, but all you needed to do is watch that first pitch right at the knees. That's where he lives.
1 ball and 1 strike to Jose. Jose begins the night hitting .259, a pair of home runs, 12 runs batted in. Here's the pitch to him. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. And Marte has really been scuffling, getting a night to get things together. 4 for his last 37 since July 20th is Marte. It's a 108 average. So Clint Hurdle said that sometimes players just need a mental break and watch and get yourself mentally ready to get back in there. And Tabata is aboard. Leadoff walk issued by Westbrook.
And here's a guy that lives downstairs. You got to get him to elevate that sinking fastball, and you can't chase balls around the knees because you're going to hit the top up. You're going to play into his game and hit ground balls. You've got to try to really define if it's going to be underneath the strike zone and take it. Make him come upstairs where he's very vulnerable. And by the way, he is very vulnerable in this ballpark. 0-5, overall 1-7 against the Bucks career-wise for Jake Westbrook, who has won 105 Major League games. He knows what he's doing, but you can't keep chasing the stuff downstairs.
It's Walker, and there are 2 men aboard. Now, tomorrow, remember, is a doubleheader, and the reason is on the 16th of April, the game was rained out. Jake Westbrook was the starting pitcher. The game began, and the Pirates in the bottom of the first put 4 runs on him on 5 hits. And none of those stats counted, but they knocked him all over the ballpark in that first inning.
Newell takes one for the club, and we've got a great start to the ball game. 1-2-3 for the Cardinals, retired in the top of the first, and the Bucks in action in the bottom half.
Andrew McCutchen, 301 overall. He's done a good job here in this ballpark also. It's very well at home. It's ball 1. McCutchen hitting .333 this month. He's 27 out of 81 in July. 1-0 pitch to Kutch. Foul. It's 1-1. 0-5 at PNC Park, as you mentioned, Steve, but everywhere else 42-30. His earned run average here 724. Everywhere else 397. And opponent's batting average elevated as well in this ballpark.
How many times have we looked at those kind of numbers and said, boy, we're in good shape, and not have it work out? But the opportunities should exist.
McCutchen, a base hit to center field. Tabata's going to get waved home. The Pirates with a 1-0 lead. RBI single for McCutchen, his 56th run batted in.
Well, the fans here are saying, welcome home, Buccos. Good to have you back off that long trip. What a start. Keep it rolling. Kick the can down the street. Right back through the middle.
Well, what you see there from Westbrook, Steve, is something, as you know, a pitcher never wants to be doing. This early in a ball game in the first inning with nobody out, you're backing up home. Walker at second base, McCutchen at first. Here's Pedro. Alvarez last home run came at Washington on the 24th. And he hammers one deep to right field. El Toro strikes again. A 3-run home run. It's 4-0 Pirates. Nobody out in the first.
How you liking your Buccos tonight so far? A lot of these people have not had a chance to sit down. Now they're back up on their feet again. What a start to this ball game. What a start to this series. What a start to this homestand. Well, they just kicked the can down to the next street.
Pedro Alvarez is now your National League leader in home runs with 27.
Wow. What a start. It wasn't down as far as Jake Westbrook wanted to have it, and the left-hand hitters love to get down under the ball and golf the ball.
RBIs 66, 67, and 68 for Alvarez. And that's the 3rd career home run off of Westbrook for Pedro. So So now the Pirates get to start over. Nobody on, nobody out. 4-0, bottom of the first.
And I saw Alvarez hit that ball, and Beltran never moved. Now there's where he wants to be, downstairs. Watch Molina. He wants it down and away. That's where Westbrook lives. But he got it in. Looked like maybe a little bit of a cutter. And Pedro says, see ya.
Strike call to Martin. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Russell. Russell had a couple of hits yesterday. Ended up going 2 for 3 with a walk. Yesterday's 3-2 loss to the Marlins. Down to third base. Freeze backed up on it. And there is 1 out.
You were talking about a buzz before this game. It didn't get any quieter. The buzz got louder.
Alvarez getting it done. Here's Garrett Jones now batting. Great start for Pedro.
Westbrook doesn't give up a lot of home runs. It's just a walk, a hit batter, base hit, home run. That quick.
There takes ball 1. Jones hitting .255. He has 10 home runs. Yesterday had a hit in 4 trips. Was 1 for 4 against Miami. 2 balls, no strikes to Garrett. 5 games against the Cardinals this season. Jones is hitting .438, 7 for 16, 2 doubles, and a home run.
And there's a strike by Jake, but he doesn't want to throw a lot of strikes up there. That was upstairs. That's not home sweet home for Jake Westbrook. Wants to stay away, 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 more away.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Jones. Francisco Liriano spotted to a 4-0 lead when he takes the hill in the top of the second. He got the Cardinals in order in the top of the first. That's down the line and into the corner. Fair ball. Jones into second base with his 22nd double of the year. The Pirates have another man in scoring position.
And this is going to be a problem for Mike Matheny because he doesn't want to use a lot of his bullpen looking down the barrel of the doubleheader tomorrow. But his starter is getting knocked around. Again, not far enough downstairs.
Jonesy taking it to the corner, and he's at second. And here is Alex Presley. Presley arrived at the ballpark about 4 o'clock this afternoon, being called up from AAA Indianapolis. Takes the place of Michael McHenry on the active roster. Earlier today, McHenry placed on the 15-day disabled list with sprained knee. Yesterday, Michael ran a little bit prior to the game, worked out for trainer Todd Tomczyk at Marlins Park, and I talked to Michael about it today. He said he was hurting a little bit. Presley puts it up in the air to center field. Shane Robinson, glasses on, makes the catch, and there are now 2 down.
Well, what do we always say? Max it out. You never know how many you're going to need. But will Clint Barmas get a chance to swing the bat? That's the question. First base open.
Here is Clint Barmas. Pedro Alvarez, the home run, is league leading 27th.
Yeah, they're going to work to him.
Barmas chops this one foul off of his foot.
Pedro Alvarez. When he hits the ball, things happen. Clear the deck. Pedro Alvarez coming.
Pedro found himself in scoring position at home plate. Brought 2 others with him. Walker and McCutcheon.
More ribbies.
Barmas went 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. He started at short. Made team high 65 starts at shortstop this year. Bouncing around the Cardinal dugout. Foul ball. It's 0-2.
But Tim, sometimes we forget how hard you have to hit a ball when it's that low to carry that far. Pedro has that kind of strength. That ball did not have a lot of height, so for it to carry that distance, it has to be like a vapor trail.
0-2 coming to Barmes. That is low. This is the Pirates' first 4-run first inning since the 25th of September of last season in New York against the Mets. Remember when they played the Cardinals last time Westbrook was on the hill here, which was the 16th of April. They got 4 runs in the first, but it was rained out. None of those numbers counted. Barmes, a chopper towards short. Cosma will throw him out. And the Bucks strike first here tonight. RBI single by McCutchen, but the big blow. Home run number 27 off the bat of El Toro.
To you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
Great start. Still a long way to go. Just the top of the second inning, but 4 runs in the bottom of the first for the Bucks. Home run by Alvarez. That guy came dressed for the occasion, didn't he? That was an ARG. He just did. Well, Alan Craig, the cleanup hitter, swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. And when Alan Craig comes up, it's a good thing that nobody's on base because he has been terrific with runners in scoring position this year. .485 his batting average with second and third at least. And ball 1 ball 1 strike. Got the 10th best batting average during the month of July, hitting .355. He's 4th in the NL overall and hitting at .325. Third in RBIs with 79. The Cardinals have been getting it done without the home run. They've been getting guys on base and driving them in. They're the top team in baseball in hitting with runners in scoring position, .338 average overall, but they don't necessarily need the home run to drive the runs in. Yadier Molina.
He get a lot of base hits. He do a lot of hitting. Lots and lots and lots of hitting.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Alan Craig.
.274 team batting average to lead the National League.
He got him. Strike three. That's 2 strikeouts for Liriano, and he's retired the first 4 straight Cardinals.
Yep. Okay, Alan, don't be a stranger.
Tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders stat shows us the National League batting leaders. Johnson of Atlanta, 338. Molina down at the plate batting 334. Michael Kadire of Colorado, 330. Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. Molina takes a strike. And you look at the top hitters, top 10, 3 of them are Cardinals. Molina second, Craig fourth, Matt Carpenter 6th. Liriano gets ahead 0-2.
Gets him to chase the ball, swing over top of it. Now Molina's got to deal with the possibility of 3 different quality pitches.
1-2, ball low.
Had no sale going back downstairs. Consecutive fastballs down there.
They mentioned the home runs and the lack of them in terms of producing runs for the Cardinals. They've been getting runs scored in a lot of other ways. 498 runs they've scored this year. Only 136 by way of the home run. Molina out on strikes. 3 strikeouts now for Liriano.
Wants it downstairs, gets it downstairs.
Right at the kneecaps. Also, Martin framed it up just for good measure. Third baseman David Freese takes ball 1. Freese hitting .269. He's got 5 homers. Line by Liriano in the pitch. Ground ball deflected by Liriano right to Barnes. That one was heading up the middle, and Liriano starts a 1-6-3 putout. 6 up and 6 down for the Cards.
Pirates as we head to the bottom of the second. And when's the last time the Pirates had a series this big in their division at home? Well, you may have to go back to July 10th, 1997. The first place Pirates opened a 4-game series against the second place Astros. They would split that 4-game series. But, oh, by the way, Francisco Cordova and Ricardo Racon would pitch a no-no in that series. So it was big and got bigger that night. But, guys, buzz similar to that. Maybe? You tell me, Steve.
I'll tell you the buzz that Saturday night when Cordova and Rincon were doing it on a full house.
Shane Robinson takes away the sinking line drive off the bat of Liriano, and there's 1 down.
But that was a buzz, and It was Jackie Robinson night. It was a Saturday night. It was a full house. Lanny Fratteri had the great call. Home run, no hitter, you got it all. It's still one of the great calls and one of the great nights. It was tremendous.
I know that was the freak show.
That's right.
It's okay to have that freaky feeling once again, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're hyped about the Buccos. PNC Park definitely leads Major League Baseball in flags.
PNC, the place to be. It's the place to be in Major League Baseball.
Jose Tabata walked and scored in the first.
I'm glad you're with us. If you can't be at the ballpark, just gather around the set.
The Pirates limbering up, but I thought he'd do that before the game. He must be saving it for the late innings.
Maybe getting ready for the hot dog shoot.
3 balls and a strike to Jose. Tabata against Westbrook, a .417 hitter. He has 10 hits and 24 at bats against him.
Some gaudy numbers for Pirate batters against Jake. And this guy's a quality pitcher. There was a period back in the day where he was averaging 15 wins a season for 3 or 4 years.
Well, his ERA at home at Busch Stadium is incredibly low. As Tabata has walked for the second time tonight. 128 at home, on the road 450.
And Jake wanted that pitch. That was downstairs, and he has to deal down there. And it's important that he gets that kind of call. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief behind the plate, Eric Cooper, Schreiber, and Chad Fairchild. But he did not get that call. And when he is really dealing, he will get a percentage of those kind of calls. This guy was leading the National League in ERA before he got hurt. A little elbow problem that put him on the shelf for a month.
Yep. This is his 9th start since coming off the DL. May 9th through the 13th of June he was out.
You got a couple catchers here that are very difficult to run on. This guy is one of the best. Russell Martin is one of the best. And he's got one of those Hall of Fame emblems, or I'm sorry, All-Star emblems right there. That All-Star and Gold Glove. Yeah, it's signified for the Gold Glove.
You get the gold label on your glove when you get the Gold Glove.
You might have it all over him.
And Walker into left center field, a base hit. Hill is aboard for the second time tonight. First and second and 1 out. Top of the order, setting things up again.
Just over the shortstop's reach.
Steve Kozma trying to use whatever springs he had, but didn't get him up there high enough. Andrew McCutchen 1 for 1 with an RBI. They're loving it here at PNC Park in the early going.
Well, let's do a rinse and repeat. We did in the first inning. Base hit and then a home run. You take that.
Pitch outside. McCutchen's last home run came against Washington on the 22nd. Pirates didn't have a home run in the Miami series. There's a ground ball to short. Kozma flips to Carpenter, back to first. Safe at first is McCutchen. Keeps the inning alive, and now runners at the corners for Pedro.
How big is that to let your thumper come up again in a situation where he can do a lot of damage? So yeah, it's a disappointment that you give up a run, but you could have given up 2 and go get your gloves. But now they're still alive with a bat in the hands of Pedro Alvarez.
Pedro up for the second time, your National League home run leader with 27.
See, Molina will try to stay away. See him bounce out there. So that's Westbrook's game right there. Maybe not that low, maybe not quite that low, but that's where he wants to live. He doesn't want to live up around the belt.
13 for 22, 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. Westbrook this month 3-1 and a sub-3 ERA, which is good. That's our Day Automotive key matchup. Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
Can you understand that Jake being a little careful, extra careful with Pedro right now after that shot? The sinking fastball downstairs, well away. As long as you don't chase that, you eventually force him to elevate to some degree.
Molina
still wants it away.
Yeah, again setting up outside, and Pedro hits this one high in the air, foul out of play. But the last time up, Westbrook missed his spot. Pedro didn't. Over the Clemente wall.
Not by much, but enough.
Two balls and a strike to Alvarez. Talbot at third base, McCutchen at first, 2 outs.
They want to come inside.
Watch out. Rocket hit just foul.
And the desire to come inside is to come inside far enough so if you hit it hard, that's all you can do. It's so far inside, all you can do is really pull it foul. So some of those kind of deliveries are by design.
Pedro
out over the plate to extend the arms, that 326 mark. Up and away.
2-2 from Westbrook.
Oh, both parties would like to have that delivery back. Off speed, and that's why Jake got away with it. But that was in that kind of sweet spot. Although, well, I thought it was a little higher that initially. So that's where he wanted it, I guess, right around the knees. It looked pretty good before it started dipping.
Again, the 2-2. Pedro will get another one.
Again, hit the top of that sinking fastball.
Found a new seat and a new friend.
I think he's got a ticket.
Sure, the usher will be by and checking on it.
Yeah. Maybe that's his regular cage area.
Two again to Alvarez. Full count. And McCutchen will get a head start from first. 3-2, 2 outs. 4-0 Pirates on the bottom of the second inning. Pirates are 3-2 against St. Louis in 5 games this season. Also Martin on deck. The payoff pitch. Tapped foul.
You almost get a feel, even though the Pirates are threatening here in the second inning, that Jake is getting that sinking fastball. He's getting a little more where he wanted it, obviously more than he wanted that he was getting it in the first inning. One of the swings that are creating contact on top of the baseball. Downstairs, downstairs, downstairs. And mostly away. Down and away. Let's see if Molina sets up there again.
Again, the payoff pitch from Westbrook.
Nope.
Bit of a battle going on.
Yeah, that was up in that 326 area on that batting average grid too.
Clint Hurdle tries to not put any more emphasis on one game over the next, but there's definitely a sense around this city that this game and this series bigger than anyone this year. 3-2. Ball 4, and the bases are full of Bucks. Second man, Westbrook, has walked here in the second inning. Third man in the game. Mike Matheny be a little concerned in the early going.
Yeah, you can't average 25 pitches an inning and feel good about it, whether you're the pitcher or the manager.
Westbrook out of Athens, Georgia, 35-year-old right-hander. His 11th start and 15th appearance in his career against Pittsburgh. So Martin takes ball 1.
And right now he can't afford really to be all that picky to try to throw the perfect sinking fastball. He's got the bases loaded. And again, you make him elevate. You take some of those low sinkers and don't chase.
1-0. Martin down the left field side, and it hooks foul.
It'll cost him a bat, too.
It did. He needs a new stick. A ball and a strike to Russell Martin. Souvenir. Got his war paint on.
Yeah.
Some somber looks from the St. Louis faithful so far. Russell Martin. Pretty good hitter with the bases loaded throughout the course of his career. 28 for 94.
That's right. You lay off that sinker.
Well, the home run that Alvarez hit was only the 4th home run that Westbrook has given up this season. In more than 82 innings. That's some good work from the sinker.
Goes upstairs and got away with it. Jake's going to throw it about 88, 89 miles an hour. So when he goes upstairs, it's kind of an adventure, risky, but you know, if you keep getting batters looking down and they're seeing the sinker, 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 you got that eye level going down, and sometimes you catch batters off guard by coming back upstairs. You change the way they're looking at things.
Ready for the 2-2. Bases full. Another full count.
Well, now it gets really dramatic. Everybody off to the races.
Next pitch from Westbrook will be his 28th of the inning. Tabata the runner at third, McCutchen at second, and Alvarez at first. Martin fouls it off.
Keep making him work. Get in the bullpen. Get in the bullpen early tonight. Doubleheader tomorrow. It's not a bad direction to go.
Garrett Jones waiting for his turn, hoping for a chance this inning. Pirates could really blow the game open here if Martin can get a hit. The payoff pitch from Jake Westbrook to Russell Martin. Struck him out. Nothing across, and the Pirates leave him loaded. There was one hit. Through 2 innings, Pirates 4, Cardinals nothing.
By Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. And by Levin Furniture and the all-new Levin Mattress Stores. For a great deal on a new bed, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Back at PNC Park, we head to the 3rd inning. 4-0. Pirates. 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. Base hit by McCutchen, scored a run, and then Alvarez a 3-run blast over the Clemente wall.
And Tim, you know, you look at that 4-0, very, very quick burst of offense by the Pirates, and it raises a question sometimes. Well, Liriano, does that change his approach? No. First of all, it's not that many runs. It's 4 runs with 8 innings at that point to go. Comeback hero, yeah, good sign. But Liriano's been around long enough to know, too, that, okay, you know, I don't want to get carried away and just start throwing strikes just to throw strikes because you got 4 runs. That 4 runs can be gone in a minute, especially with a good hitting team like the Cardinals. So, no, I think he's going to go to the whip the best he can. You always hear that phrase, pitch like it's nothing. Well, that's the approach that you have to have, that you must have. And it's just up to you to try to follow it as best you can.
Shane Robinson puts this one to left field, backing up Presley. He makes the catch. 1 out. Quick out. That doesn't hurt either.
No. And the Adam ball doesn't hurt. That ball is tattooed. Adam. Right at Alex.
So now you've got Liriano getting set to face the shortstop, Pete Kozma. He is the number 8 hitter. 243 average. Pitcher Westbrook coming out on deck.
It was
7-8-9 this inning for St. Louis.
It was interesting too with that game where Liriano got knocked around in Cincinnati. Everybody said, "Oh my goodness!" After the All-Star game, what's it going to be? Well, that's the only time in his last 7 starts that he's given up more than 2 runs. Just two. That's the only bump. And you know what? You're going to have a bump like that. But he came right back and threw 7 2/3 scoreless innings against Washington in that win. Just a couple of hits. They've been remarkably consistent.
0-2. That's inside. Kozma has had hits in 8 of his last 10 games. He leads Major League rookies in games played. This is his 95th of the year. 1-2. And Russell holds on for strike 3. 4th strikeout. And there are 2 men out. Kozma didn't want to leave. Now Mike Matheny's going to argue with Jeff Kellogg. He wants to know what happened there. Did the ball hit the ground or not?
He gets a satisfactory answer from Jeff Kellogg. Now, if Nick Leyva was managing Kozma, would he call him Cuz or Kaz? That's his nickname for everybody.
He'd call him Cuz.
Cuz, yeah.
Or he'd call him Kozma.
Yeah, there's the pick by Russell.
Here's Westbrook. He has 5 hits this year, 5 out of 24. 208 average.
He's tied Bob Walk in his career for Major League home runs with 1.
It ties you also.
Yeah.
It's in a 3-way tie.
Mine is a streak.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. There was 1 in a row.
1 in a row.
1 consecutive. I was only 7 behind Dale Long's record of like 8 in 8 games.
Oh, that's
I'm 7 back.
That'll get you places. 1-2 now to Westbrook.
It's looking good for Francisco during this at bat right here.
10-4 for Liriano. 1-2 pitch to Westbrook. Ground ball to the left side. There's Barmas playing it in the hole. And his throw got him. 9 up and 9 down for the Cardinals to start the ball game.
Tough play. Made it look easy.
Bottom of the 3rd coming up. 4-0 Pirates. busy ballpark tonight. 4-0 Pirates. Francisco Liriano getting the benefit of a good play by the sure-gloved shortstop Clint Barmas.
Throwing on the run back across the body. You know, he makes it look easy. That's an above-average play. He's got us spoiled on some of those.
Garrett Jones takes ball 1 to lead off the Pirates half of the 3rd inning. Jones doubled down the right field line in the first. 1 for 1 tonight. 258 the average now. Used it by 3 points.
People keep saying, well, the mantra is to add on, add on. I don't know what that means. Is it Mickey mantra? But just add on.
Outside for a ball. And it's 3-0 to Jones.
And the pitch count keeps adding up for Jake. Well into the 50s now. Starting his 3rd inning.
Jones hits the 3-0 deep to center field. Robinson back, and Hill makes a great catch. What a catch by Shane Robinson, the running over the shoulder grab. Boy, and Jones really stung that one, but comes up empty.
You could hear the crack of the bat, but it looked like Robinson had it measured the whole time. He's going back, he's locked in, and stays with it. That is a very, very good play on a ball that was tattooed.
One out now in the Pirates half of the 3rd. Robinson showing some nice defense. You'll normally see John Jay in center field, but Robinson going tonight. Presley, 2nd time up for Alex. In case you joined us late for any reason, Alex called up today from AAA. Michael McHenry on the disabled list. Tony Sanchez now the backup catcher. Starling Marte 1 for his or 3 rather for his last 37. So he was getting a break tonight. Asked Clint Hurdle about it in his office before the game. He just said sometimes you need to give the mind a break. He said Marte may be used late in the ball game if needed.
Well, it's going to happen. You're going to run into those situations. He's a young player, part of the evolving, maturing process.
He is looking at a 3-0 count. Takes this pitch, 3-1.
Step back, take a day off, take a deep breath, kind of collect yourself a little bit, start all over again. Who ever thought you could take a picture with a telephone?
Strike 2. Whoever thought you could talk on a camera?
Whoever thought you'd have a cow in Section 6? I'll tell you, everybody's
his own
excited.
business.
Everybody's excited about the Buccos.
Little chopper over the mound. That is towards second base. Carpenter just got him. Oh boy, a bang bang play. That could have gone either way.
Well, you got about 25,000 umpires who didn't think he got him, and now Clint Hurdle is going to join that chorus.
Eric Cooper's going to hear about it right now. Rick Sofield, first base coach, already in his ear.
Nothing's going to change, but Clint's going to get his money's worth, and he's going to back up his player. Part of that whole approach is to let the player know that you've got his back, and you're going to plead his case.
Presley, good hustle down the line. Might have beat this one out, but called out. We'll get a look at it, I'm sure. Clint states his case.
Gets an A from the crowd, A for effort.
It's on the back. Ball's not in the glove. He was safe. Slowing it down on the AGH cam. Hard to tell from the back angle of Alan Craig.
That first one showed us. We still saw a lot of baseball.
Hopefully the
couple tough situations.
Thing will even itself out.
Yep. The line drive hit by Jones, and then the play at first base. The Pirates could be in action again, but didn't happen.
1-1 the count to Barnes. Toward the gap, but hanging up for Robinson. And the Pirates gone in order for the first time tonight. We'll head to the 4th inning at PNC Park. Pirates 4, Cardinals nothing. Rockies come to town this Friday at 7:05. All fans can take home a Pirates t-shirt at the gates, courtesy of Central Blood Bank. Get to Federal Street before the game for a Budweiser block party featuring local live music. And meet Pirates alum Bill Verdon at the Budweiser bar. Tickets, pirates.com/free shirt Friday. Jolly Roger flying high tonight on that watercraft. Spirits riding high here at the start of game 1. Pirates with a 4-0 lead. 4-run first inning. Pedro Alvarez a 3-run home run. That's a tough time to hit right now this time of night with that reflection off a building across the river.
Good, especially right now.
Top of the order, Matt Carpenter.
See if Pedro still has this knuckleball. Oh yeah, he's still got the good knuckleball going. Kind of a signature as he takes the ball as they throw it around the infield and they throw the ball down to second base to start an inning.
Carpenter to center field, and McCutchen opens up the back pocket. Makes the catch. 10 in a row to start the ball game for Francisco Liriano. You're not going to start too much better than how Liriano has tonight. Beltran grounded out to Barmes first time up. Switch hitter batting right-handed against the lefty.
And you talk about the numbers for Liriano coming into the game. 89 innings, 70 hits, 19 less hits than innings. I mean, it's pretty darn good, and he's added on to that inning stretch. So now it's 10, so it's 99 with 70 hits. I mean, that's outstanding. That's Jeff Locke type stuff. Jeff Locke's number is very good in terms of innings and hits allowed.
One ground ball to third, past Alvarez and into left field for the Cardinals' first hit of the ball game. That ends the run of 10 in a row.
Sharply hit enough where Pedro was not able to get over there and get it. Didn't miss by much as he gives the body up. Actually, the ball just bouncing up over the glove. Not sure what he'd been able to do had he gotten the ball in the glove, but with his arm, he never leave out the possibility that he can get it across the infield.
Matt Holliday, the team leader in grounding into double plays. He's grounded into 22 of them. See the reflection of the sun in his face off the building across the Allegheny. There's a ground ball past Walker into right center. Beltran will have to hold at second base, so one out, and back-to-back hits by the Cardinals in the fourth. Runners at first and second.
That glare coming off the building. A ground ball would have been a double play, but both these ground balls find the hole.
When you watch Matt Holliday against the Pirates, and I'm not sure about the other teams he plays against, but I know against the Pirates, Matt Holliday gets the bulk of his hits to that side of the field. 4 hits allowed in his last 11 innings, and 2 of them here in this inning. Alan Craig, the cleanup man. Again, Craig's numbers with runners in scoring position, very impressive.
When they're given a lot of room in the hole between third and short, with Clint Barmas sliding up towards second base. See a good bit of that dirt in between Pedro and Clint.
Ball fouled off. Alan Craig, a .485 average with runners in scoring position. You're hitting cleanup. You don't need to hit a lot of home runs when you're hitting .485. It's a hit about every other time up.
Well, the Cardinals don't run a lot because they don't have to. They score a lot of runs without taking the risk of being thrown out at second base.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Craig from Liriano.
Thank you.
1-2.
Walker, boy, he punched in for work today, ready to go to work. Pedro. They got back home off the road and they're ready to work here at PNC Park. Take a look at the uniforms.
2 on, 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Liriano stretch. Pitch to Alan Craig coming. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Liriano. There are 2 men down for the Cardinals.
Check the location. Downstairs, not even close to being in a strike. Now, Westbrook likes to do a lot of that with a sinking fastball. Now, Francisco is taking a little something off the breaking ball, and they're not picking it up in time to lay off.
Well, the catcher, Yadier Molina, struck out looking in the 2nd inning.
Doesn't get any easier with these Cardinals, does it, with the batting averages and production?
Well, Molina came in with a .334 average. It's dipped down to .333, so once every 3 times up he gets a hit.
Liriano practicing what all good major league starters have to do. Work out of jams, minimize damage. Even if he gets nicked, don't let it get away.
0-1 coming to the Cardinal catcher. That's strike 2. You know, he's hitting .333. And he's also one of the best defensive catchers in the business. Some would argue the best.
Well, when I talked to Tony La Russa a year before Tony retired, I said, who's your most valuable player? You know, and that's when Albert Pujols was around. He said he never hesitated. Molina is the man on this ball club.
0-2 to Molina.
No, he didn't put Albert down.
No.
Nor would you want to when he was doing what he was doing.
He struck him out. Cardinals get 2 hits and they leave 2.
Liriano shuts the door.
Racking up the Ks. City Park, opener of a 5-game series. Here's a look at the road ahead for the Pirates, brought to you by Nissan. Tomorrow's doubleheader, Tyler Lyons will go against A.J. Burnett in the opener at 4:05. And then it'll be Lance Lynn against a TBA. The Pirates say they know who it is. They have not announced it yet and would not tell the media this afternoon.
Aren't you required to?
Well, they didn't do it. So whether they're required to or not.
What's the secret?
Well, I mean, if you just look into it a little bit, and I know Neil Huntington said on his radio show yesterday that it'd be one of 3 players. Either Chris Johnson, Stolmy Pimentel, who would make his major league debut, or Brandon Compton would come up for another start.
Who we saw earlier.
Chances are it would be Compton if you just had to guess at this point, but they're not confirming the starting pitcher for game 2 as of yet. Otherwise, the rest of the rotation for the remainder of the series will remain the same.
I wonder if we're trying to just trick them.
1-2 to Liriano. That's outside. 2-2. Liriano last time up hit the ball right on the nose. A sinking line drive to shallow center, but Robinson, who was playing him in shallow center, came on to make a shoestring catch. He hits it out there to him again. And Liriano getting the bat on the baseball, but he's 0 for 2.
Good
5 in a row now set down by Westbrook.
A lot of action to Robinson in center field.
Jose Tabata has walked twice. Scored in the first inning, stranded at third in the second. Takes a strike from Westbrook. It's a great shot, isn't it, from the right field corner? Way up high.
I don't think you can get any bad shots in this ballpark tonight. Another great look. They're everywhere.
Tabata to right field. There's Carlos Beltran for the out. 2 down, and Neil Walker will come up.
You actually got to tip your cap a little bit to Jake Westbrook, who has gotten it together after really just getting run at in the bottom of the first inning. And he has kept it together for Mike Matheny, giving him innings prior to the doubleheader, and really hasn't let the ball game get away, to be quite honest.
Walker second in the batting order tonight. He hit third yesterday in Miami, went 1 for 4. Saturday had a great game, went 3 out of 5 and knocked in 2 runs. Had a pair of doubles. A 1 pitch. Now it's 0-2. Pirates hoping Walker can increase the production some. Just 6 home runs and 30 RBIs at this point. And tonight, Steve, believe it or not, is the 104th game of the year. 58 regular season games to be played after this one. 13 of those 58 against the Cardinals. So about a quarter of those games against the Cards.
Then you break it down to kind of vague terms. You got a 6-month season. You got 2 more months. You played 2/3 of the season.
2-2 to Neal.
And of course, Pirate fans are so very sensitive to August and September the last 2 years. But I think I really do believe that they believe that this is a deeper ball club, especially with the pitching.
Neal is hit by a pitch for the 2nd time tonight. Pirates have a base runner in the bottom of the 4th. Neal's not only wearing the dirt, he's worn a couple of baseballs tonight. Starting pitchers taking note.
And just kind of turning the other cheek, as it were.
That's great analysis there, Steve.
Well, you know, it just is the way it is.
McCutcheon fouls it off. 1 balls and 1 strike. 2 men out, 1 on for the Pirates in the 4th. 4-0 lead. Pirates at home this year, 32-18. Hutchins averaged 302. He had the day off yesterday in Miami. Asked him about it today. He said every once in a while it's a good thing. And when you say day off, it's relative in baseball. He did pinch hit late in the game, so he did correct me. He said, well, I had 8 innings off yesterday, not the day. I said, okay.
It is a big difference, so a little different feel.
1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Hutchins would pop out in his only at bat in yesterday's game, an 0 for 1. Had a lot of friends and family on hand from the Fort Meade, Florida area down in Miami to watch him play in person. So the first, Walker falls back to the first base bat.
Jake wanted to hit him again.
He's got him twice. Walker's been on base all 3 times. His on base percentage gets a bump. 2-1 to Kutch. Slow ground ball foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, this month, McCutchen has 14 runs batted in and 5 home runs in 23 games. And both of his triples this year have come during the month of July. Stretch by Westbrook. 2 ball, 2 strike offering. 3-2.
And now Neil gets a head start. And that would be a good thing if Andrew were to hit a triple, because it could be somewhat embarrassing. Not that Neil is slow, just saying.
He hit his 2nd triple of the year Saturday night. First one came on the 3rd of July. Payoff pitch from Westbrook. Walker goes, and McCutchen taps it slowly to short. Charging is Cosma, and he just gets McCutchen. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on to the 5th. Pirates on top 4-0.
As we move to the 5th inning. And before Mike Matheny became a big league manager, he was asked to coach a youth baseball team. Now this is interesting. It sparked an idea to write a series of conditions he required before he agreed to lead the team. The list was a hit, and it quickly spread across the country through different levels of baseball. It's now called the Matheny Manifesto, and it can be found on his website. So let me get this straight. He retires in 2006, never coaches at the big league level, and is hired by the Cardinals as their manager just 2 years ago. He must have said something right in that manifesto, huh, guys?
Absolutely, and this guy has those kind of credentials, Dan, and very well respected one of the best plate blockers too, to go on top of the cerebral approach. He was a guy that had concussions and issues, and good bit of the reason why his playing career was not continued for a lot more years.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe a little
Now, I'll
divine
tell you,
intervention this year.
This is it now. We're all good to go. You got Paul Hogan up and back, Crocodile Dundee.
Ball's fouled off. Everybody loves the Buccos. No face paint. This should be a great week. This could be a great week here, Steve.
That's serious preparation for this ball game right there.
Please fouls it off.
That's one of those makeup things that you want to make sure it's going to be a sunny. You don't want to get to the ballpark and have the game rained out and do all that work. And especially if you're sitting there and you talk about running mascara.
There's the 1-2 to Freeze. Tapper back to Liriano. Holds his position nicely and throws him out. One gone for the Cardinals in the 5th inning. MLB.TV celebrates 11 years. Catch all of the second half action in HD quality. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere.
I'll tell you, Tim, I don't know of anybody, any pitcher that gets the ball with time to throw, that throws with as much consistency and a little stuff on the ball to first base than Liriano. He sets himself, and it is a strike with something on it to first base. I watch him when he makes those plays. When he's got time, even when he doesn't have time, he sets himself and turns it loose.
1-0 pitch. Robinson takes a strike. Yeah, he throws that 4-seam fastball straight to first.
Yeah, and it's a strike.
Well, 1 out, base is empty, and a 1-1 count on Robinson. It's in the dirt. Robinson is 0 for his last 5. Look at that sky. Pretty night, Pittsburgh. It's outside. Pirates and Cardinals playing at room temperature right now too, which makes it even better.
Summertime baseball, your hometown. There's it. There's the
Barma's gloves. Leaping throw. He got him. 2 down. Cliff Barma's very sure gloved out there. A lot of the plays look routine. Well, if we could bottle this up every night, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Pete Cosmo, the shortstop, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Ball 1. One thing that Liriano's been able to do is get a number of guys to chase. He's got 6 strikeouts tonight. His slider's been very effective. And a bouncer towards second base.
So is everything else.
3 up, 3 down for the Cards in the 5th. Francisco Liriano has retired 5 straight. 4-0 Pirates. Kids Days at PNC Park this Sunday. The Pirates and Rockies go at it at 1:35, and all kids 14 and younger get a Pedro Alvarez replica Sunday alternate jersey thanks to People's Natural Gas. #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone prior to the game. Kids run the bases afterward. Pirates.com to get your tickets.
Look like a matador there. So
Yes,
the,
El Toro.
yeah, it all fits.
Yeah, and he's up leading off the inning. Bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Pirates. Swing and a miss. Pedro walked his last time up after hitting a 3-run homer in the first.
He's not waiting until the 9th inning. He's getting cranked up.
Well, every kid in Pittsburgh ought to have a Jolly Roger, don't you think?
Yep.
See the tweets at the bottom of the game rolling across the screen, brought to you by AT&T.
Everyone is going ham. What does that mean?
Oh boy, Steve, I don't know.
Do you? Do you know what it means?
Everybody's going ham.
That's what it said.
Maybe he's ordering dinner. Hashtag Bucks Booth will get you to us here. 2-1 pitch. Now it's 3-1. Pedro's hit safely in 30 of his last 36 games. So this one down the left field side, a long way foul. And even when he doesn't get it very well, when he goes to the opposite field, that ball travels a long way. Payoff pitch coming from Westbrook to Alvarez. Struck him out. Got him looking. Pitcher's pitch right there for Westbrook. Very low in the strike zone.
Above the knees, where he likes to work. And he is giving his manager a good effort. He really is. In a couple of different ways.
Also got him. Hit by a pitch. Third man that has been struck by a pitch by Westbrook tonight. Got Walker twice and now Martin here. So the Pirates with a runner aboard and 1 out for Garrett Jones.
Right off the armor. The greatest quote I've ever heard about that armor that some of the hitters wear was by Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
When they asked him about Barry Bonds and all the armor, he said, I still could have got him.
All right, Jones at the plate. Over to first base. Steve, I understand you've been issued another accolade. You were inducted into another Hall of Fame, weren't you? Hall of Very Good?
Oh, the Hall of Very Good.
You're in the Hall of Very Good.
The Hall of Very Good.
You and Dale Murphy, the former Brave.
Which is pretty good company.
Today.
I'm not sure I understand all of what it is. The Hall of Very Good.
It's very good company. You're in the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah, very flattering. Very flattering to be in a group with Dale Murphy. I mean, he's one of the real good players and good people in the game.
Yeah. Had a chance to chat with Dale for quite a while when we were in Atlanta. He was doing some of the radio broadcasts there. And boy,
yeah, he's all good.
He's better than very good. But he's Hall of Fame good. But yeah, you're in the Hall of Very Good. HallofVeryGood.com, and you can find out about Steve going in the Hall of Very Good.
What a big lead.
A lot of good people, a lot of nice things to say about him. Martin on his way to second base. Jones out at first.
Boy, Russell was just way off first base. No surprise he took off.
4-3 on the put out as Carpenter throws out Jones. Russell Martin swiped the bag yesterday, stole third base. Kind of surprising everybody with the Marlins. Ended up scoring a run in the second inning of that game yesterday after the swipe of third.
By the way, this is kind of interesting right now with 2 outs and the Pirates batting in the bottom of the 5th. Westbrook is scheduled to bat leadoff in the top of the 6th. Nobody warming up. So again, he's got it all squared away. And every big league pitcher that's been around a while will have games like this when you get knocked around and knocked around significantly in the first inning. If you stay around long enough and you learn enough from that, you will win a game like that in your career or two. And he's not let this game get away, and he's going to get a chance to bat.
Alex Presley ahead, no balls, 2 strikes, or behind rather, no balls, 2 strikes. Westbrook ahead. Cardinal bullpen empty right now, or not empty, but nothing really going on. Except some spectators watching on from the pen. Alex is 0 for 2, flied out, grounded out. He pokes it down the left field side, just foul.
I think by the way, the induction ceremonies in the Hall of Very Good are in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Are they?
Hopefully on an off day.
You ever been to Fort Wayne?
No.
Oh, I've been there a number of times. It's a neat place. It's the home of the old war memorial.
Do you think that you could make a list of every city that you've broadcast in? That would be a significant list. It would be.
I've been to the big cities and the little ones.
You're being inducted in the Hall of the Very Well Traveled. You have. It includes a lot of stops.
It includes a few other countries too.
Yeah.
A couple of continents. 1-2, Tapper to the right side. And Carpenter throws out Presley. Pirates will leave a man, no hits. We're heading to the 6th inning at PNC Park. Bucks up 4-0. The whiff brings you a night of strikeouts for Liriano, 6 of them already. Reduced the number of
Out of the strike
chases.
zone.
Yep.
Out of the strike zone. In the strike zone. Gotten them to chase. Another pitch downstairs. It would have been called a ball. And another. So they have been really going after that low pitch and coming up empty. And brought to you by Head and Shoulders. I use a Head and Shoulder, just singular. I don't have to use a lot of it. Just shoulder.
I don't find it hard to believe. How's it working?
Inducted into the Hall of the Very Bald.
Well, now some activity as Mark Zubchinski, lefty, gets up. Begins to work for St. Louis.
And that'll be it for Jake Westbrook, who did what he could after the first inning. Did it very well.
Well, Tony Cruz will come on to pinch hit. 3 for 9 as a pinch hitter. 204 for the Cardinals. It's 10 hits and 49 at bats, so limited duty. One ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The right-handed bat options off the bench for Matheny are limited. Got Cruz and Rob Johnson. The three lefties on the bench: Matt Adams, Daniel Descalso, and John Jay. Two balls and a strike to Cruz. We talked about swinging at pitches out of the strike zone. One of the big numbers kept on pitchers now is chase percentage. 2-1. This one hit in the air to right center field. Long run from McCutcheon. He's going back, and he's not going to get it. Cruz around second. He's heading for third base. And Tony Cruz is in with a pinch hit stand-up triple.
It just kept running away from Andrew and had a lot of carry to right center field. That is kind of a go zone out in that direction toward the Xfinity sign. He's got a lot of push to right center field. Andrew can run a lot of these down and comes very close, but is not able to get it that close. Just kept slicing. And now the Cardinals have reason to cheer for the first time. They were that close to getting on the board.
First triple of the season for Cruz. Carpenter, top of the order, up. Lines this one to center field. That's going to drop in for a hit. The Cardinals are on the board. It's 4-1. Carpenter, RBI number 51 for the All-Star second baseman. And the pinch hit triple by Cruz sets the table. Carpenter knocks him in.
And so you get a whole different look to this ball game now. After the triple, you get the short base hit that drops in front of Andrew, and now it's a 4-1 ball game. It looked like the Pirates were off to the races offensively. They have not scored, and now the Cardinals making noise, and this is a baseball game. There's been absolutely nothing determined yet.
3-run lead for the Bucks after a 4-run first inning. He had the bases loaded in the second, couldn't get anybody in. And a strike called to Beltran. After that, they won in order in the third. Didn't get a hit in the fourth, but had a base runner with a hit batsman. Same thing in the fifth. The last hit for the Pirates was off the bat of Walker in the second inning. 1-1 to Beltran. Beltran 1 for 2. Had a base hit in the fourth.
Bounced into just 5 double plays. That's not an alarming number from his standpoint.
Strike 2.
Mariano's been able to go to the whip when he's been run at by the Cardinals. 2 strikeouts in the fourth inning after base hits from Beltran and Holiday. He's been able to go to the strikeout pitch, and a good many of them out of the strike zone. Now, we mentioned that the Cardinals do not do a lot of running. You combine that with the job that Russell Martin has done. So, yeah, you might see them go in a certain situation, but they don't do a lot of it.
And Russell Martin leads the majors in caught stealings with 20.
And that's 54% when you take a look at the attempts, which is astounding. Astoundingly good.
Another foul ball past third base.
Now Francisco has been getting a lot of the swings and misses down in the dirt with that slider, that breaking ball. He came upstairs and got a swing and a miss by Beltran earlier in this at bat. You wonder if they would revisit that neighborhood. The risk is that Beltran has 19 home runs. He can hit the ball over the fence to the opposite field. So it is risky to come upstairs.
Ready for the 1-2 pitch.
Try to get him to chase again down there.
Well, slider's been a good chase pitch for Liriano. He has 40.4% chases on sliders. That's way above the major league average of 32.3%. 2-2 to Beltran. 4-1 now in the top of the 6th.
Yes.
And he got him
downstairs. Good chance that that's under the line in the grid that we'll be showing you momentarily. But you're not going to do a lot of damage with that. You might get a base hit. Yeah, that's downstairs, out of the strike zone. Once again, he adds to that total by getting them to swing at a pitch that's too low to hit.
So the changeup, and again, he's way above the league average there as well. 37.2% chases on changeups. League average just over 33%. Starts Matt Holliday off with a change. 1 out, 1 on for the Cardinals, top of the 6th.
What's Beltran fastball? 92, 93, 94 in that range. So these are all off that pitch,
There's a ground ball to third base. Pedro goes to Walker for 1. The return, double play. 23rd double play Holliday has grounded into this year. The around the horn twin kill ends the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, 4-1 Pirates.
And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
4-1. Buccos lead it. Coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning at PNC Park. Game 1 of a 5-game and 4-day series against the Cardinals. Join the Pirates and Pirates Charities as we stand up to cancer at PNC Park Friday, August 16th. Bucks hosting the Diamondbacks that night. Ticket packages are $40 and $10 goes toward the fight to end cancer. Plus receive a stand up to cancer cap, cheer card, and other items. For more information, go to pirates.com/SU2C.
And Tim, I had a chance to spend some time up at Seven Springs as you take a look at Mark Sepsinski's numbers for the Glimmer of Hope luncheon research and the fight against breast cancer. Great turnout there. Sally Wiggin made the trip up to support that cause. Great turnout, great event. A lot of things, a lot of traveling around while you guys are on the road. I'm happy to be up there for that.
Busy guy.
Well, those are good things to be busy with.
Barnes follows it back.
Westbrook went 5 innings, 4 runs on 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 2.
One and 2 to Barnes. Zipchinski traded from the Blue Jays a couple of seasons ago to the Cardinals. I don't know how many points you get in Scrabble for Zipchinski's last name.
Well, back years ago, there was a very slight right-hand pitcher named Larry Backenhaster for the Cardinals, and the name on his uniform, you couldn't tell where it started and stopped.
In the air to left center. Matt Holliday giving it a run. Ball carrying well, and that's going to get down and go off the wall. And Clint Barnes is in with a leadoff double.
And that looked like one of those slow motion movies that you couldn't tell if they were going to get to it or not, but that ball had a lot more carry than it looked like when it came off the bat heading toward the 410 sign, and they never did catch up to it. And Clint gets a lot into this one, and great hang time, by the way. It was up in the air forever, and they weren't playing him deep enough, so they got burned. If they're playing him kind of at a more normal depth, they might be able to run under that ball because it had great height. But they play him short, he burns them. Way to go, Clint.
Now the Pirates will play for one run as they'll get Liriano to try to sacrifice Barmes over. Takes the ball in the dirt. Double number 10 for Clint Barmes.
You'd love to answer that one run in the top of the inning. You'd love to.
One and one. I wasn't sure about that one.
He'll look down at Nick Leva. Nick's not even looking at him. You know, it's pretty obvious. You're there to bunt, Francisco. Don't need a reminder.
Follows this one back. Yeah, I think you don't need much of a sign for pitchers in certain situations. This one of them.
Now they just confirm it now with 2 strikes.
Here comes the 1-2. Liriano gets it down in front of the plate. Barmes unable to move up. And with Liriano not running, Molina could take his time and throw it down there, but Liriano, figuring there was going to be a sacrifice situation to move a runner over, but he knew, I think, that he was going to be a dead duck with Molina throwing the baseball. So 1 out, and it's not the first time we've seen that this year, actually, where you've had a sacrifice situation with a guy at second base and the bunt put in play and not able to get the runner over. Barmes has to make the read as a base runner whether or not to go, and in that situation he made the smart read because Molina would have gunned him out easily at third.
No, yeah, that ball was just out in front of home plate. Nowhere for Clint to go. You wrap the towel around the pitching elbow. Kind of common practice.
Talbot looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 1. Walked twice. And there's a double play ball right at Carpenter.
Blistered.
Nothing Barmes could do about it. No runs, a hit. That's it. 4-1 Bucks.
may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Gabby Sanchez takes over for Garrett Jones to start the 7th inning. Defensive replacement for the Pirates late in the ball game. Along with Steve Blass and Dan Potash, Tim Neverett with you here in Game 1. Tomorrow a doubleheader. And the Cardinals just a little while ago have made an announcement regarding their starting pitchers tomorrow. They're flip-flopping. They're going to have Lance Lynn oppose A.J. Burnett in Game 1, and then Tyler Lyons will oppose a to-be-announced pitcher for the Pirates, possibly Brandon Compton. So they're going to flip-flop, and instead of having the rookie go against Burnett in the early game tomorrow, it'll be Lance Lynn instead. Craig fouls his pitch back, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I was listening to the pregame show on radio yesterday when Clint was talking about Burnett. Originally thought he might pitch the 2nd game, and then came back, and maybe veteran status being a factor. Said he preferred the 1st game. I never wanted to pitch the 2nd game. It was just waiting around too long. I think most guys that have been around I would think would prefer to get out there and see what they have rather than sit around, wait, and stew, and fret, and worry.
Strike 2 to Craig.
So far, as advertised, the Pirate pitching against the St. Louis Bats. Something had to give. So far, it's been Pirate pitching.
Another chase. That's strikeout number 8.
And that ball just really running away. Just like he turned it over, maybe just almost like a screwball. Watch this ball run. Wow. Again, out of the strike zone. No, Fernando screwball. Mike Cuellar screwball. Just running away from that right-hand batter.
Well, this is the 7th time this season that Liriano has struck out 8 or more in a game. His season high is 11. Struck out 11 Cincinnati Reds on the 1st of June.
Just picking up that outside corner. Well, he has just been flat out terrific. The one blemish, that start against the Reds. I'll give you a mulligan on that one. Coming right back in from the outside corner, trying to pick up the inside corner. Staying out of the hitting zone as much as possible.
2 ball, 1 strike pitch. Now Molina gets ahead of Liriano, 3-1.
And that's what a guy hitting 330 or 334, whatever it is, coming into the game, laying off that downstairs slider that is so tempting and so many people have chased.
There's a strike. And he gets full to Molina.
Might have got the call. And if we show you the grid, that's going to be either on that line or just barely below it. He is not in that hitting zone at all.
There's a good one hopper to Clint Barmes.
The comeback. In what is becoming a tight ball game, you don't want to walk anybody. And he has not. Just refusing to go in the middle of that strike zone.
Two outs, base is empty. David Freese, third baseman, at the plate. Freese 0 for 2, grounded out twice. Once off the glove of Liriano. He had a ball that was headed to center field in the 2nd inning with 2 men out, and Liriano reached down, deflected it over to Barmes, who picked it up and threw him out. Had he not deflected it, it would have been the first hit of the ball game.
And they call the guys in the pen the Shark Tank, but we had a picture of Ray Sears. I would say Ray's got his dirty dozen. And they are good. All of them have been good. It's been quite a pitching staff.
There's another strike, 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's certainly enjoying the fruits of his pitcher's labor and his own labor. He deserves it.
Ball is fouled. And Pedro picks it up and makes a new friend. AT&T tweet coming, Steve. Liriano's movement is sick. Can't imagine what it looks like from the batter's box.
Yep. Yeah, well said. I think its movement's quite healthy. I know what they mean by sick.
How about just nasty?
Filthy, yeah. There's a lot of phrases for good stuff.
It's coming at you right now.
See it run away. I mean, off that outside corner, and that, you know, before it gets to you, it's looking pretty good, and that's a lot of late movement. You're seeing something that's maybe a fraction of the way in, a percentage of the way in. That's a tough take by batter. Tough take.
See where it is.
Yep. And every once in a while, with him painting the corner like that, you know, you'll get that call every once in a while. You won't get it all the time.
Didn't get him. Walked him. First walk of the night issued by Liriano. Frankie allows a base runner with 2 outs. That's going to cause Clint Hurdle to pick up the telephone. Call Euclides Rojas and order up a reliever.
Yep. Last time.
Tony Watson.
Yep. Last time out, 7 2/3 innings for Liriano.
Center fielder Shane Robinson takes a strike. Or took ball high. 1-0. Beg your pardon. I think it was in there. Jeff Kellogg called it ball 1. And as well as Liriano has pitched tonight, giving up just the 4 hits and the 1 run. And Hurdle getting the bullpen started now that he's walked a man with 2 outs. Is that a sign of fatigue at this point in the game, perhaps?
Could be. Last 2 pitches. Last 3 pitches.
And if he loses Robinson, we're going to see Ray Searage come out more than likely. With a visit.
Well, the thing you like him now when he's throwing the ball like he has to that previous batter in these 3 pitches. You want to get this 7th inning in. Keep it clean for Tony Watson.
4-pitch walk to Shane Robinson. With 2 outs, he's walked 2, and this is going to bring the tying run to the plate. So the infield will slow things down for Tony Watson, and here comes Ray out of the third base dugout. So both bullpens busy right now. Sarage's first visit tonight.
And all of a sudden, and this happens. All of a sudden, a pitcher can hit the wall. And whether you might say the legs get a little rubbery. You can't say he ran the bases because it was basically a stroll to first base on the.
It was a brisk walk down to first.
You're being kind with brisk.
So you see the pitches by inning very efficient, except for the 7th, where we are right now with 22 pitches. 2 outs, Cosma up, 2 men on.
Downstairs, and if it is fatigue, what you're doing out there, your manager has given you 1 more batter, basically, and you want to find a way, whether it's a line shot at somebody or whatever it is, whatever can happen to get you that 1 more out.
Snap throw down to first base and not on the bag. Sanchez behind it.
I flinched with that one.
Oh, and you see Russell release it down to first, and there's nobody there, but Gabby was coming over behind the bag, made the catch.
And they got 2-0 up on the scoreboard. But this is 1-1, as you can see the umpire. And, I don't know quite what Russell was thinking there. Maybe just wants to keep him honest. It is 1-1. Now it's 2.
Now it's 2-1.
And all of a sudden, Francisco is laboring. And now is that Dave Joust telling Clint that he's ready?
Two on, 2 out, 4-1 Pirates in the 7th. Liriano's 2-1 delivery. Fouled back, and it's 2-2. So Francisco a chance to get out of it here if he can get Cosma.
Wobble down the stretch of this 7th inning. And get to the 7th inning stretch.
Robinson, the runner at first base, and over at second is David Freese, both recipients of 2-out walks, and Slippery Rocks Matt Adams on deck. Count is full, and the runners will get a head start. Three and 2. Stretch. The payoff pitch. In the air to center field. McCutchen right there to get it.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
And in spite of the 2-out walks, Liriano gets out of the inning. Stretch time at PNC Park. We keep you here to enjoy the sounds and sights of this great crowd on this opening night of this 5-game series.
Fans, it's time for the
Rob, thank you very much. As the Red Sox have the 2nd best record in the majors right now, and the Pirates the 3rd, with the Cardinals having the top record in the big leagues. Pitch outside to Neil Walker. Turns around about right-handed against the lefty Zipchinski, and in the Pirate dugout, Liriano getting a hug from Charlie Morton. Indicating his nights through. Jeff Locke, pat on the back, his fellow left-hander.
Yeah, one more bullet in the gun to get that out. The center field to pop up.
And that inning could have gone a whole other way had he missed with that last pitch. On a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, that was ball 4, and the tying run would have been on.
And if you had just, sometimes you just feel like you're going to throw a strike and hope for the best, and that becomes very vulnerable to something they hit very hard.
Neil Walker has reached base 4 times successfully tonight, only once with a hit. He's been hit by a pitch twice, and now he starts the inning off with a base on balls.
Nothing up on the board for the Pirates since the first inning. Their pitching has been that good to make it hold up. Liriano has been that good. You'd love to get some cushion.
Kutch 1 for 3 with an RBI.
You'd love to get some cushion, but sometimes there's just not any cushion there, and you just got to run the table with your pitching, which you've been doing a lot of this season.
Well, the way the game started, 4 runs in the first. Kutch's RBI single came in the first inning. Pedro Alvarez with a 3-run homer to back Liriano's efforts. And then the next inning, the bases were loaded in the Russell Martin up. And Russ ended up striking out. Russ has typically done pretty well with the bases loaded in his career, but they left him full. And after that, they haven't had more than a base runner on per inning. Working against the Cardinal bullpen and lefty Mark Zipchinski. Walker off of first and pitched to McCutchen, banged up the middle for a base hit.
It was a nice looking swing. Just sending that ball right up from the direction it came from. Just doing what you could with it. That was a good looking swing, good looking contact, good looking baseball player. Get back through there. And actually taking an outside pitch and sending it back through the middle.
Two on now. Walker pulls it into second base.
Again, we've got another setup for Pedro like we had in the first.
Left on left matchup. Zipchinski deals ball 1 low. Pedro with 27 home runs. 3 of the 27 have been off lefties.
So he's been in this situation 3 times tonight. A couple of runners on 3 different times. He's cashed in once.
2 balls, no strikes. With the bases having 2 men on in the second inning, Pedro walked. Now gets ahead of Zipchinski. Now coming out, Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach. Talk to Zipchinski. Fernando Salas, the right-hander, had been warming up in the bullpen. $32,084 on hand tonight on this Monday night. Cardinals and Pirates in a doubleheader tomorrow.
Starting at
4:05. It's a true doubleheader, so not a separate admission, not a split. You get both games tomorrow. Back to back. Lover to first base. We get the runners over, so an effective out. Now 2 men in scoring position. Walker down to third base and McCutchen over at second base. Pedro gets him over. He's out 3 unassisted. That'll do it for Zipchinski as Daniel Descalso will come out, part of a double switch. Cosma heading to the dugout. We'll see Fernando Salas. So Descalso will come in on the 9 spot. And Cosmo, who made the final out of the 7th inning, goes to the dugout, and that is where Salas will enter in the 8th spot. So Mike Matheny making the move and a pitching change as he lifts the left-hander Mark Zipchinski. Third pitcher used tonight by St. Louis is Fernando Salas. Pirates with a 4-1 lead, bottom of the 7th. Terrific pictures from the AGH cam tonight. Pirates a 4-1 lead. 4 runs on 6 hits. St. Louis 1 run on 4 hits. Descalso takes over at shortstop. And Fernando Salas is the new pitcher, and the right-hander will face Russell Martin. The infield drawn in, 1 out. Runners at second and third. First pitch from Salas is a ball.
Spent some time on the disabled list with shoulder miseries, and then some time in Memphis, the AAA affiliate of the Cardinals.
Last appearance was yesterday at Atlanta. Pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits and a run. Cardinals were swept by the Braves. 3 straight games coming into this series. And the Pirates took 1 of 3 from Miami back into that road trip after taking 3 of 4 from the Nationals. Took 1 of 3 from Cincinnati at the beginning of that trip. Went 5-5 on the road trip. 3-0 to Martin. And Salas out of the bullpen, a pitch away from loading the bases. And they're going to just put him on now that the count has gone to 3-0. They'll take their chances with Gabby Sanchez and the bases loaded.
Set up the double play.
1 out, they can create the force here. Intentional walk to Martin. Root for the Pirates on Root Sports.
McCutchen and Martin and all the rest of the Bucs.
Searage visiting, going over things. Gabby Sanchez with a terrific opportunity to add some insurance for the Pirates here. 2:33. It's his first at bat of the ball game, taking over defensively for Garrett Jones in the top of the inning at first.
You'd love to get a bunch, but you really need to get 1.
Salas pitch to Sanchez. 1 ball and 1 strike. Been a while for Gabby since his last home run. 25th of June at Seattle. Started 3 of the last 4 games at first base. Started yesterday, went hitless in 3 at bats. Thursday afternoon in Washington had a big game, went 3 for 3. One to Sanchez. He takes up high. Third base, Neil Walker. Second base, Andrew McCutchen. Russell Martin over at first.
And Salas is not going to dazzle you with his speed. He just gave you his best bolt at 90 miles an hour. So you've got a great opportunity. He might go away from the fastball here, but it's dangerous if he misses to go 3-1 with maybe a secondary pitch.
Take by Gabby. That was way ahead, 3-1.
And he got the call too with a very close pitch. As he came back inside. Very close. Salas could have gotten that call.
Ball had some
movement back
run
into
the glove side, didn't it?
Yep.
0 for 2 this year with the bases loaded is Sanchez. Right off the mask of Molina. That'll fill up the count.
You know, it sounds a little complicated, but with that pitch that they called a ball inside to Gabby Sanchez, a ball running from the corner away will have more of a tendency to get called. There you see the shot called a ball that's away from the strike zone and is running back toward the corner to get a strike. Many times you have a better chance of getting a strike call. It's moving back toward the strike zone, not moving away from it.
Well, pitch is hit high in the air to right field. Tagging is Walker. And the Pirates have just recorded their first sacrifice fly since the 27th of May to an outfielder. They did have one on the 14th of June. It was Neil Walker's to first baseman Adrian Gonzalez of the Dodgers. Andrew McCutchen against the Tigers on May 27th with the last sacrifice fly. And Gabby knows that's important. The Pirates now lead at 5-1. That's an unfamiliar sight right there, a sacrifice fly.
I tell you, I've never heard as much discussion about the lack of a sacrifice fly as I've heard in the last month, and they finally break the ice here.
A productive at bat for Sanchez. He gets the run in.
Find a way to get it in. And now you're kind of somewhat in a bonus round.
27th RBI for Gabby. And Alex Presley a base hit. McCutchen's on his horse. Coming around third. Alex Presley an RBI single with 2 outs. It is 6-1 Buccos.
And that is huge. That is huge because you never know how many you're going to need. Simple as that.
That is Alex Presley's first RBI for the Pirates this year that wasn't a solo home run. His 3rd RBI of the year. Well struck through the right side. And I don't think you're going to get this guy.
No, that's a done deal.
Barmas a chance with 2 on and 2 out. Fouls it off.
Yeah, you can start playing Ray Stevens' song. They call him the streak coming around.
So 2 of those runs charged to Mark Zubczynski. Closes the book on him. 1 1/3, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk and no strikeouts. Salas responsible for both runners on base. 0-1 to Barnes. Signed for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Clint. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Salas. And Barnes hammers this one to left center field and deep. This ball's going into the notch. 2 runs are going to come in. Martin scores. Presley right behind him. Second double of the ball game for Barnes. It's 8-1.
And he burns him again. They're not giving Clint Barmes enough respect. They're playing him short. He's killing him. And that one did not have a lot of hang time. That got out there in a hurry. Matt Holliday not able to chase it down, and the Pirates break it open right in the go zone. He turns that ball, extends his arms, turns it back around, and gets it out close to the notch very quickly. Root Sports. Everybody's liking it. If you're not wearing a red shirt, you're liking this ball game.
Well, great to see him getting back going at this time of the year. And now Starling Marte makes an appearance as a pinch hitter, hitting for Liriano. Marte did not start tonight. Gets a chance to swing the bat. Dating back to July 20th, Marte hitting only 108, 4 for 37. So a mental break for him tonight. Just a bit of a break. He knew coming into the game he wasn't going to be in, and I guess when you know ahead of time, you know what your day is going to be like. And now tomorrow, you can assume he's going to be back in the lineup. We'll see if the day off helps. It's helped McCutchen a little bit. He had a day off yesterday. That's foul ball for a strike, 1-2.
Big time breakout inning for the Pirates.
And Liriano gives him 7 innings. Good start for Francisco Liriano, and the Pirates giving him extra runs here. He's the pitcher of record to the good right now. Jake Westbrook on the hook. Marte to right field, and that ball is going to curl toward the seats and deflects in.
Francisco Liriano once again giving the Pirates an outstanding start. Just 4 hits in 7 innings. The 2 walks came late. The 8 strikeouts. He continues to be the man on the Pirate starting rotation.
1-2 to Marte. A ground ball toward the middle. That's through for a base hit. Cardinals will turn third and score. A pinch hit RBI single for Marte. It's 9-1.
Now, I'll tell you, the Pirates sending a little message to not only the Cardinals, but sending a message to their fans. Everybody's been wondering, what's this series going to be like? And it can play out a whole lot of different ways. I mean, they could, well, there's all kind of possibilities, but boy, they are playing themselves a fine baseball game tonight so far.
Well, this is welcome for Marte, who has been struggling with the bat lately. Got the 2-strike pitch where he could handle it. Drove in another run. Back to the top of the order, and Jose Tabata. Strike one to Jose. Tabata has walked twice. He's 0 for 2. Varmus swinging a good bat lately. 2 doubles tonight, one of them producing a pair of runs.
You know, these guys are all easy to root for. He's one of the easiest ones to root for. When things are going bad, and they have been going bad for Clint, he's the same person as he will be tonight after this very productive night. Good for you, Clint.
He's a pro's pro.
And a little frosting on the cake with that really terrific play early in the ball game on the pitcher. That'll never get any notice, but that was a fine play. He continues to do that.
Tabata takes strike 3, and the inning comes to an end. 9 men come to the plate in the 7th inning, and the Pirates put up a 5 spot. Fans loving it at PNC Park.
That's getting up close and personal.
Right over the Pirates dugout.
The Clemente jersey is working.
Well, a special edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. The Bucks make the 2013 All-Star Game a Bucko affair by sending more All-Stars to this year's Midsummer Classic than they have in decades. Tune in as we follow the Bucks to New York on Inside Pirates Baseball 2013 All-Star Game, presented by Allegheny Health Network, tomorrow at 3 on Road Sports. Check it out tomorrow afternoon, right before the Pirates play 2.
Kind of changes. Marte
stays in the game and left.
Alex moves over to right. Mr. Watson coming into work here in the 8th inning with an 8-run lead, and St. Louis batters will have an opportunity to see a lot more speed as he follows Francisco Liriano, who is again was just outstanding. 7 innings and 1 run.
The Pirates with 9 runs on the board. You know how many runs they scored the last time they played the Cardinals? 28th of April. 9.
Okay.
Beat them 9-0. at Busch Stadium. Jeff Locke got the win that day. That was his third. Scalzo swing and a miss. He's behind in the count. 0-2.
And the Pirates hoping to improve what their season record would be, 4-2 with a win tonight against the Cardinals.
If the score ends the way it is, they will have outscored the Cards 18-1 over the last 2 games they've played them. Shark Tank's been activated. Not feed the Sharks. Mark Melancon picked that up in Seattle. Now it sits in the bullpen. 1-2-3 goes to Scalzo. It's only Watson, the high velocity strike. 1 out for the Cards in the 8th. Pirates bullpen now has tossed a combined 6 1/3 scoreless innings in the last 3 games coming into tonight. And as a bullpen combined, a .286 earned run average. That's second among all National League teams. A little bit behind Atlanta, the Braves, .262 out of their pen. Mark Melancon getting his nightly routine in. Not warming up. He'll go out there in a sweatshirt and do some different things. Pitch without a ball. Kind of a shadow type of warm up.
One of those tweets coming through that Liriano could become the first Pirate pitcher since '71 to win 11 games in his first 15 starts. That would have been Doc Ellis. The doctor.
And we mentioned it at the beginning of the telecast. It's worth mentioning again, I think, Steve. He missed the first month of the season. And he's working on his 11th win.
By the way, I mentioned Doc Ellis because I had a chance to go down to the Clemente Museum and get an early screening that still needs some editing of a documentary, D-O-C-K.
Really?
And
but that's interesting.
It's going to be sent to some film festivals. I was very impressed with it. They did a wonderful job showing that he was not just a one-dimensional Doc Ellis. Many layers, as most people have.
1-1 to Carpenter. It's in the dirt. I think you've quoted him a couple of times, referring to himself in the third person as the doctor.
Doc Ellis, yeah, the doctor. Yeah. Who's going to be the one? What am going to the bullpen? That was a quote. Doc said, Glass ain't going, Moose ain't going, and you know the doctor ain't going to the bullpen. When Denny Murtaugh had a little meeting about the inept work of the Pirate starters.
Lifted to shallow center and a long run for McCutchen, and he's going to make the play.
It looked like a pass pattern. Looked like a Steeler pass pattern. They all went out, and then they all peeled different ways, and the guy comes up the middle and makes the catch. First down.
2 men out now. Barmes was out, Walker was out, and McCutchen coming in on the play. Saw Barmes making a reaching attempt, but McCutchen going all the way.
It's his play. Could have been a little bit of a scary situation too, had they not peeled away or gotten out of Andrews' way. A lot of laundry for Bones. Scott Bonnet, clubhouse attendant for the Pirates. Clubhouse Mater D.
Use some extra bleach to get a lot of the dirt out of the guys' uniforms tonight. They've been flying all over the field.
Just to follow up one last comment about veteran Pirate fans. It was nice in that documentary to show not only what Doc did on a positive note, pitching, some of the negative things, all the negative, and some of the way he cleaned things up at the end and did some very positive things and helped more than a few people in terms of people incarcerated, people with drug and alcohol problems. So Doc turned it back around at the end and did some good things, some very good things.
Carlos Beltran.
But was he a handful? Well, he was a handful.
I'll bet. 2-1, grounder to Walker. Takes care of the Cardinals in the 8th inning. Nice work by Tony Watson. Had some help from Andrew McCutchen defensively. 9-1 Pirates. Hits for the Bucks. 1 run on 4 hits for the Cardinals. Francisco Liriano spectacular again tonight. John Jay takes over in center field for Mike Matheny's Cardinals, and Shane Robinson moves over to right field as Carlos Beltran takes a seat, and Walker smacks it down to second base. Carpenter throws him out. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Pirates' 8th inning. Fernando Salas will face McCutchen now, and Alvarez to follow. Rob Johnson doing the catching. So Molina gets an early seat in an 8-run ball game. Cardinals have 3 guys who can catch: Tony Cruz, Rob Johnson, and of course Molina. That's why you saw Cruz pinch hitting earlier, but both of the right-handed options off the bench for Matheny were his catchers, so he could afford to burn one of them. And it was Cruz who got the hit in the 6th, and it paid off. He hit a triple. Ended up scoring the lone Cardinal run tonight. 0-1 to Kutch. Got 2 hits and an RBI. Balls and 2 strikes. Not only is this the beginning of a 5-game series, Steve, the first 5-game series, by the way, since 2001, just the second 5-game series in the history of the ballpark. They played the Astros in a 5-gamer in the 2001 series. But it's also the start of a long homestand. Pirates will play 5 here with the Cardinals, 3 with the Rockies over the weekend, and then a day off, and then the Marlins come in. And Clint Hurdle was telling us the same umpiring crew will be here for this series, so we'll see Jeff Kellogg again behind the plate on Thursday, where the umpire rotation will work. That's what we expect anyway. And it is extremely rare in the major leagues to see the same umpire behind the plate twice in a series. To McCutchen, that fills up the count at 3-2. A.J. Burnett will pitch in the early game tomorrow. 4:05. We don't know exactly who is going to pitch in the second game. Pirates have made a decision on that, but have not informed anybody about it. Towering fly ball, but not very deep. And Robinson will make the catch. Just speculation on my part, but whoever that pitcher is, probably the reason they haven't announced him is because he may not have made it to the ballpark yet
So what?
For the game. So they want to make sure he's here before he can pitch. That's been typically the way that Clint Hurdle has done stuff when he's brought guys in, is that they don't
Can't say
do
he's
it
on
until
the way.
they talk to the guy or the guy arrives. So Victor Black is warming up. Made his major league debut on the road. Came out of the bullpen in D.C. to make his big league debut. That was on Thursday, midday game. 1-0 pitch. Pedro fouls it back.
Chance to get his feet wet again. Victor Black.
Again, we saw one of those examples when Josh Harrison was recently called up. Harrison had a drive up here, and the Pirates didn't make the announcement of the move that Harrison was going to be here until he arrived at the ballpark, so they knew he was actually on site.
Okay, so he doesn't arrive, car breaks down. They can change the plans.
Yeah, but either way, here's what's going to happen tomorrow. Pirates don't have to make a roster move. If they call up a pitcher to pitch in that second game, due to major league rules that have recently changed the last couple of years, you can add a 26th player for double headers. Alvarez is swinging a bit, so they're not going to have to make a roster move to add somebody for the call-up if that's the case.
Well, we did see Mr. Compton earlier in the year. Very impressive in his early work in that game in the summer.
He would be a candidate, you'd have to think. 2-2 pitch. Pedro foul tips it into the glove of Johnson. And the Pirates are gone in order. On to the top of the ninth. Buccos looking to wrap up a win. Here comes rookie Vic Black.
Disabled list, but trust me, his voice is still being heard in the clubhouse.
It's hard to watch baseball going on without you, but I'm here in this clubhouse and I'm not on a surgery table. So to me, this is the best case scenario for right now. That doesn't mean, you know, you guys can cross section all you want here, but I'm going to be ready before the season's out. You can mark my word on that.
You got to love that, guys. In fact, when the team buses rolled back into town last night here at PNC Park, Jason Grilli, who does not live too far from the stadium, actually came here to greet him. He did not want to wait any longer to say hello to his teammates. He's been watching on TV long enough. That says a lot about a guy who's really opened up his heart to not only his teammates, but to the city. Can't wait for him to come back, huh?
Yeah, it'll be great. And, you know, chatted with Jason in the clubhouse for a bit today myself, and he gave me an interesting number. And he's very positive, very upbeat, and he's trying to make the best of the situation. So the silver lining he looks at is that he's going to be rested when he comes back. And I said, well, you know, I guess rest is always a good thing. And he said, well, he goes, I'm only 11 innings away from my workload from a year ago. He said, if you count the inning in the All-Star game and the inning he pitched in the World Baseball Classic, he's only 11 innings away from the workload. And I asked him, well, do you put much stock in innings pitched as opposed to an appearance. You can have an appearance that's 4 pitches as opposed to an appearance that's 23 pitches. You know, so they're different. He said, no, appearances are the thing. So
I'll tell you one thing. He is not going to out-talk Rick Sofield. I know that. Rick's going to get the last word here.
Now, Rick, former first-round pick by the Twins, played 3 years in the big leagues with Minnesota.
Had a great time with Rick on the Caravan as he joined us down in West Virginia. We had a lot of fun.
And Victor Black, the Texan, delivers strike 1 to Matt Holliday. Holliday tonight is 1 for 3. Hit into a double play in the 6th. Had a base hit in the 4th. Fouls this one off.
Mr. Black's not reluctant to turn that fastball loose, is he?
No, we noticed in spring training that he was very noticeable because of the velocity.
Yeah, guys from Texas aren't really hesitant to turn it loose. They can throw it that hard.
Country fastball he possesses. Delivers one upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Got to be a thrill.
Black's family on hand in Washington to see him make his major league debut Thursday. Allowed a walk, struck out Ian Desmond, the shortstop for the Nationals, and he stranded his 1 inherited runner. 96 on the gun. He was called up from AAA Indianapolis on the 23rd of July. And in AAA, 1-2, 15 saves, a .231 earned run average. 51 strikeouts in 29 appearances. Holliday just caught a piece of that one.
In front of the home folks. First game of a big series. Big crowd. Big thrill.
At the time of his promotion, he was 3rd in the International League and 1st among Pirate farmhands in saves. Those 15. 2-2 to Matt Holliday, top of the 9th, nobody out. That's a 9-1 lead. Trying to put this one away. Janmar Gomez getting up. I wonder if he's just throwing or the Pirates want to get him some work. He hasn't had a lot.
Drop my pencil.
Dropped your pencil?
Yep, there we go.
Oh, we have people who can get that for us, Steve. Another base hit to right field by Holliday. Well, I pointed that out in the 4th inning, Steve. More often than not, we see Holliday, his hits against the Pirates, going in that direction. And can that be where the Pirates are pitching him? They continue to pitch him away.
Well, nothing wrong with staying away from that kind of power. I mean, good hitters will take what they give you. There could be a fact that he's just seeing a lot of fastballs too, that they don't want to throw any breaking balls that he can turn more easily on.
One ball, no strikes to Alan Craig.
It could be a scenario too with Gomez out there in case this young man gets, struggles. They don't want to, second major league appearance, have a negative outing and have that leave a bad taste, just in case he really struggles terribly.
He struck out twice tonight. He's flied out 2.
It's not so much that the game would be in danger. It's just that we want it to be something positive for him. And if it's not, get him out of there. Let him have a chance to have something positive next time.
Strikeout of play, and it's 1-2 to Craig. Well, double dip tomorrow, Steve. You're getting ready to dig in.
Yep. Eat your Wheaties early and get ready. You've got 2 games.
It's a long day. Two balls and 2 strikes. Lance Lynn going tomorrow. He was scheduled to go in the 2nd game and now is going to go in the first, as Mike Matheny during the game announced that, well, not he personally, but the Cardinals during the game announced they were going to flip-flop pitchers. So Lyons will go in the second game, and Lynn will oppose A.J. Burnett in game 1. Tapper over the mound. Barma's charging. He gets the out at first base. Second base is Holiday, safe there. Barma's doing a good job with the glove tonight and the bat.
Yeah, Clint was thinking about taking a shot and getting the lead runner, maybe getting a double play if he was going to be close enough as he came across the middle of the infield. But you're not sure. Take what they give you. You only need 2 more.
Catcher Rob Johnson will get a chance to hit his first plate appearance tonight. Breaks his bat, loops it into left field. Holiday will stay at third. First and third and 1 out. Bat single for the catcher Johnson. That bat blew up. Slowed down by the AGH cam. Stick in the grass.
Yeah. Repair your divots.
David Freese, the third baseman. He is without a hit. He's grounded out twice and walked. 0 for 2 tonight.
Just 6 for the Cardinals. Viriano gave up 4. I think this young man has got his arm loose. I think he's.
Think so?
I think he's warm. Yeah.
Loosened up.
Number 68. He winds up being successful as a major league pitcher. That number will have a chance to come down. So that you guys were kind enough to show one of my bubblegum cards with number 54.
And what was the highest number you had? Was it 54?
54. Yep.
What about your first year when you were right out of high school?
Well, my first spring training was 54.
Really? And
then 53. And when I came to the big leagues, it was 28 or 23, and then went back to the minor leagues and came back at 28. And none of those, by the way, were requested. They were
just given to you.
Yeah, that's the way it worked back then. They give you a major league uniform.
You were lucky as an 18-year-old, or you didn't get like number 95 or something.
No, you didn't. Very lucky. I got invited to a major league spring training camp when I was 18. Pirates had just won the World Series.
Locked him up, but tried to get the swing around and thought about stopping. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Freese. 25-year-old Victor Black out of Amarillo, Texas. 6'4" and 214.
He is Amarillo Slim. Isn't that the poker player, Amarillo Slim? I think Texas Hold'em player.
He hits it. That's going to load the bases.
And that's going to hurt.
See if that's going to do it for Victor.
And I'm convinced that's why they had Gomez warming up, in case it just gets to be too much of a negative.
Well, maybe not. Ray's going to come out first, and Clint's going to make a call out there and activate the bullpen again. And Brian Morris. Looked to me like maybe Gomez was just throwing on the side. That one, ouch, got away. This is what it sounds like.
That's meat. That's like Sylvester Stallone and that meat packing thing, punching out that carcass.
Well, the base is loaded, and Black can still get out of it here if he can get Shane Robinson to hit a sharp ground ball somewhere. Robinson runs well and might not be the easiest to double up. He's only grounded into 2 double plays this season.
Victor Black can also throw it by a couple people for a while and just leave everybody where they are. Get that kind of an arm.
Brian Morris going now. Bases full of Cardinals, 1 out, top of the 9th inning, 9-1 Pirates. 0-1. First appearance at PNC Park for Victor Black.
Part of the message might have been relayed by Ray Searage. Don't aim the ball now. Turn it loose. Don't let up just to throw strikes. It's not the right road to travel. This is not much fun for either bench now. Pirates wanting to get it over with. Cardinals probably thinking along the same lines. It's
Cardinals have already taken their stars out of the ball game, and Molina and Beltran took them out early. Well, earlier. An 8-run deficit. Matheny getting him out of there. Base hit. Cardinals are going to add a run or two. Well, they're going to add one right here. Going station to station as Holiday scores. And the leash getting shorter on Victor Black. Black giving up a run here in the 9th. It's now 9-2. Robinson an RBI base hit. And the pinch hitter announced it is Matt Adams out of Slippery Rock.
one more hitter.
7-run lead, 1 out in the 9th. Strike call. Adams might be a double play candidate. He's grounded into 7 of them. Black keep the ball low and induce a ground ball. 8 for 24 as a pinch hitter, though. He's done a good job hitting .333 coming off the bench.
Big enough, isn't he?
Ball and 1 strike. Pirates can hang on and register the win. They'll pull within a half game of first place in the Central, and tomorrow in game 1 would play for the division lead.
And would send the Cardinals down to their 4th loss in a row.
Strike 2 to Adams. You and Greg, we'll give you our probables for tomorrow. How's that for the announcers? Can we do that? You and Greg?
No. Are they here yet?
Well, you're here. Greg's over in the booth.
So we can release that information.
Yeah, you and Greg are going tomorrow in game 1. Walkie and I in game 2. Adams fouls it off.
Well, you and Walkie are going in game 1 also, but on the radio.
On the radio, yes.
Okay.
A.J. Burnett observing tonight. He'll get to go in game 1.
Throwback. That's an old Pirate logo throwback.
I like that logo. Strike 3. Adams out.
Went away from the fastball.
The Cardinals down to their final out tonight.
See what happens there, Victor, when you pull the string on him a little bit. Very nice off speed.
Well, nearly 33,000, just under 33,000 on their feet. Flags are waving. The Pirates looking for win number 62. Descalso takes the ball. He struck out on 3 pitches. Tony Watson retired him in the 8th inning in his first at-bat. And then as part of a double switch, plays shortstop for St. Louis.
We'll take the Bucks back up to 20 games over 500. A lot of good things possible here.
Well, center field, this should do it. McCutcheon, Canicar. Pirates win. They're within a half game of the Cardinals for first place in the Central. Victor Black finishes it up as the Pirates now trail the Cards by just a half game, and a twin bill coming tomorrow beginning at 4:05.
A message sent, first game of the homestand, but more importantly, the first game message sent to the Cardinals. The Pirates, yeah, we're going to show up, and they show up beautifully to win the opening game. That's a great start to the series.
Francisco Liriano is the first Pirates southpaw since Zach Duke in 2009 to get 11 wins on the year. He is now 11-4. 9-2 the final. Pirates win it. Let's send you out to Rob King and Kent Tekulve.
All right, Tim and Steve, thanks very much. And, you know, during the pregame show, we were talking about how the Cardinals have the best batting average with runners in scoring position in all of baseball. The Pirates down at the bottom of that category, and I know you loved what you saw in the 7th inning with those 3 hits coming with 2 outs. The Pirates able to add on and really get the cushion and coast home to the victory, Teague.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, it started in the first inning with the fact that, yes, you know, you got the 2 runs, you had the early strike, Pedro the home run, you got 4 on the board right away, and then it kind of got stagnant through the middle innings. But in the 7th inning, the Pirates in a position to add 1 run, and they get 1 on the board. Then they make the 2nd out in the 7th inning. Then all of a sudden, Presley, Barmes, Marte, all 3 of them come up with 2 out base hits instead of a 1-run inning in the 7th. That becomes a 4 or a 5-run inning. You add on 4 runs. So those 3 base hits by those 3 guys really did make a huge difference. And yes, it was a 4-run lead, but with the way we saw it ended, you might always want to have a few extra.
And one of those guys coming up with the key hits, Clint Barmes, is standing by with Dan Potash. Danny.
Well, Rob, it's been a long while since the Pirates took the field here at PNC Park.